we had the privilege of meeting up with Mrs. Val Peterson, the First Lady of Georgia Tech, to talk about her work in sustainability and environmental conservation.
Well, I'm the mom of Georgia Tech. Those 20,000 students, they're my students. So as a mom of Georgia Tech, I am so proud of them and everything they do, and of Georgia Tech and of all of the research that's going on. And so of course in my book, they are #1. They are excellent. But we've even been ranked by outsiders who did a little more impartial investigation. And recently we were ranked by Sierra Magazine as one of the coolest schools. And they ranked us like in the top 20 for being green across the nation. 160.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yes, we also won a river award for sustainability by the Chattahoochee River Keepers. So I'm very proud. We're constantly winning awards. We have great staff, great people who work here who really support that and enable us to really shine, the researchers and students as well, everyone working together.
Next, Mrs. Peterson took me into the President's residence to show me some of her sustainable clothing creations.
So this is the shawl that I modeled last April. This was an old jacket that I had, and this was a skirt. This is a symbol of good luck. But the thing that I like best about this, that's most amazing about this shawl, is that I have a button here. It's this one right here. That button was very recycled. It came across the Atlantic on a dress worn by my great-grandmother. So
It's that old.
So I'm very, very proud of that. Let me show you a few other things. This is recycled. This is the Halloween season that this is being filmed. So this is an old hanger. I'm holding it by the top of the hanger. I stretched it out into a circle, and then I tied onto it many newspaper coverings, newspaper plastic bags, and it's better than throwing them away, having them land in the landfill. Thank you. Let me show you a few more things. I love recycling with my crafts. Let's walk this way. Come on in here to the living room. I raided Bud's workbench.
Oh, you made this?
Yes, I made this. This is a necklace, and I actually went to the hardware store. This is a necklace made out of an old washer. I've wrapped it with yarn, yellow yarn, and then I wrapped it again with black shiny yarn.
It so doesn't look like something you get from a hardware store.
And then here are 2 earrings that I made to match, and they are same technique, just smaller washers.
Next, we went into the kitchen to talk about food recycling.
Well, I always say, I have this saying, and I say that life is a series of systems. So if you have your systems set up, it's easy to be good to Mother Earth. So you'll see here that we have, of course, our garbage. But take a look at this. I have a little tiny garbage that's piggybacked onto my kitchen garbage, and it says waste only. And this is actually where we have, we'll take that down to the garden in a minute, but here I have our food scraps. So I save that and I recycle that. I'll show you how in just a moment. But then also, back in the pantry, I have paper recycle. Here's our newspapers and our Raisin Bran. So this is for aluminum cans. Let's walk down. I'll show you the next stage of our system. So we have this little room, and of course here is just the garbage. Here we have everything labeled, so even if we have guests, there's no mistake. This is where you place the plastic bottles, milk, soda, water, and this is the mixed office paper and newspaper. And let's take it one step further, and I'll show you the back of my car. And this is a good way to be sustainable as well. I try to keep these in a real obvious place in my car normally. They're back here today so we can put them on the video. But I take many of the cloth bags, take them into the grocery store or into Walmart, and that way I don't have to fill up the landfill with, Okay, shall we walk down in through the garden?
Next, Mrs. Peterson told me a little about her composting project, Worm Away.
Facilities hooked me up with this project.
Okay.
This is called Worm Away.
Okay.
And I have in here red worms.
Okay.
And the red worms, I put in my food scraps, my waste from the house, and we're going to do that now. This is the food scraps from the house. So let me show you what I do. In here, what I'm going to feed them, I've got some banana peels, I've got tea bags, coffee grounds.
Okay.
So let me just locate some worms here. And we'll put this in here. So what happens after they eat and eat and eat for a while, then Facilities helps me to come along, and we get a big piece of plastic about 3 feet wide, and we roll it out, and then we take the worm piles of this worm castings, and we put it in piles about 18 inches high, maybe 6 piles, and then we'll take the outside layer. The worms don't like the lightness, and so they will go to the interior part of the pile that we have out on the plastic, and so we take the outside layer, and then we can dry it and put it on the garden, and then we wait a few hours. A little bit later we come along again, and we take the outside layer, and the worms have gone to the interior of the pile, and we keep doing that until just the worms and a little bit of the worm castings remain, and we put it back in the bottom here. So what we do after we have all of this compost, we go put it on our edible landscape. So let's walk over here. And Facilities planted this garden. They are a partner in this whole project, and we've got some blackberries back there, and also strawberries, and we have some Swiss chard and many different vegetables. So for example, this summer we cut some of the peppers that were fertilized by the worm castings, and we took them into the house, we chopped them up, put them in a meal, ate them, and then brought the food scraps back down here, and so it's a circle. It's a wonderful sustainable loop from the worms to the garden, to the kitchen, to the mouth, to the worms, to the garden.
It's a perfect
round and round we go.
It is. Right over here.
It is.
Next in line was the Bee Project, initiated by the First Lady as a part of her sustainability efforts. Was this beehive project there even before you came here, or?
Oh no, it was my idea in that I was visiting with Marcy Radakovich, athletic director Dan Radakovich's wife. She has bees in her backyard up north, and so she asked me if I would like to have some at the president's residence. I said, absolutely. So there are people actually in the First Center for the Performing Arts, as well as GTRI, who are beekeepers, in their own right. And so they go to meetings together and volunteer at the various nature preserves around the town. So they helped me.
So could we go up and see it?
Let's do. Let's take a walk. Our member of beekeeping associations, they just volunteered to come over and help me with them and set them up, so it's really nice. But one of these days I really am going to put on a bee suit and get the smoke and go in there and find out and learn all about them. But they fly, they pollinate the flowers, then they make the honey, and then we'll be able to eat the honey.
Again,
so
it's a cycle.
Once again, this is another beautiful, sustainable loop.
We then asked her a little about the state tour and the Smart Grid project that she was involved in to advocate the use of renewable resources.
During our state tour, when we were traveling about the state, we were every place from Big Canoe down to Albany, Georgia, and we met a pecan farmer down there, and he powered part of his irrigation system with solar. There's many solar panels down there. That's kind of new for Georgia. And so there's a possibility that he might ask for a donation to get some solar panels placed on top of the president's residence. So
that's great.
I just really want this place to be a place that people want to copy.
I heard about the power grid that you were a part of.
Yes.
Solar panels. And
Yes.
So what exactly did you do?
That was an amazing project. It was in Boulder, and XL Energy decided that Boulder was going to be Smart Grid City.
Okay.
And our house was, we lived in the Chancellor's residence at the University of Colorado at Boulder. Clearly my husband Bud was the Chancellor there.
Okay.
And so there was a great partnership between many companies. The electricity company included NREL, the National Renewable Energy Lab, the county, the city, and they were changing the meters out to be smart meters that were interactive.
Okay.
No one had really toyed with the electricity grid for the last 125 years.
Okay.
So they came in, and our house was the first one that they redid. And they put in 6 kilowatts of solar panels up on 2 of our south-facing roofs.
Okay.
I had 6 to 8 lithium-ion batteries in my mechanical room that collected and stored the energy that was captured from the sun. And then when the grid went down, I had 4 secure circuits, and it was able to immediately switch. If the power went out, immediately part of my house was powered. Then I also had a PHEV, a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, which was a Ford Escape hybrid.
Okay.
And it had 1 lithium-ion battery in the back, and every time I stepped on the brakes, I would recapture some of that energy and it would be stored, and then I could plug in, power my house, sell the extra back to the grid. That was the plan.
Basically used for conservation of energy?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm a much better steward of our Earth's resources because of that experience. It really changed my life, and that's how I became so green.
So, Mrs. Peterson, one last question.
Yes.
So, what do you think is the responsibility of each and every student here at Georgia Tech to contribute to this, massive green movement that you're initiating?
Well, I don't know if I'm initiating it, but
I'm sure with all the projects that we just
I'm
saw.
trying. I hope to get more. But I think the students here are so intelligent and so amazing. They are going to be our future leaders. Our students here at Georgia Tech will be making sustainability decisions, environmental decisions, not only for companies, but also for countries. I have that much confidence, that much faith in them. And so I believe it's their responsibility to get involved as much as they can in the clubs and the activities like the game day recycling, zero waste, and to do the best job they can personally, individually, to participate in the SOS, which is the Student Sustainability Organization, and just participate and just learn as much as they can about Georgia Tech so that they can be the best stewards of this earth when they leave here.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Peterson. It was wonderful having you here with us today.
Thank you so much.
We got to see the sustainable side of the First Lady of Georgia Tech, and
Thank you.
good luck for all your future.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity.